Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Pariguru Jagacharya Sutarasat His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Pariguru Jagacharya Sutarasat Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrindi Ki Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्यामा कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की नवदीप मायापुर धाम की मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की गंगा माई यमुना माई की भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल डिवोटीज all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to today's morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today we are discussing from Canto 4. Chapter 24, text number 51. Please repeat after me. Syama Shroni Adhiro Chishnu. Syama Shroni Adhiro Chishnu. Dukula Swarna Mekhalam. Dukhula Swarna Mekhalam Samacharva Agnir Jan Ghoru Samacharva Agnir Jan Ghoru Nimna Janu Sudarshanam Nimna Janu Sudarshanam Syama Shroni Adhiro Chishnu Dukula Swarna Mekhalam Samacharva Agnir Jan Ghoru Nimna Janu Sudarshanam Syama Shroni Adhiro Chishnu Dukhula Swarna Mekhalam Samacharva Aghir Jan Ghoru Nimna Janu Sudarshanam. Prabhuji's Shroni Adhiro Chishnu Syama Shroni Adhiro Chishnu Dukula Swarna Mekhalam Samacharva Aghir Jan Ghoru Nimna Janu Sudarshanam. What word? Syama, blackish. Shroni, lower part of the waist. Adhi, extra, Rochishnu, pleasing, Dukula, garments, Swarna, golden, Mekhalam, belt, Sama, symmetrical, Charu, beautiful, Angri, lotus feet, Jangha, calves, Uru, thighs, Nimna, lower, Janu, knees, Sudarshanam, very beautiful. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki. Translation with repetition. The lower part of the Lord's waist is dark and covered with yellow garments, and a belt bedecked with golden embroidery work. His symmetrical lotus feet and the calves, thighs and joints of his legs are extraordinarily beautiful. Indeed, the Lord's entire body appears to be well built. Purport. Lord Shiva is one of the 12 great authorities mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 3, verse 20. These authorities are Swambhu, Narada, Sambhu, Kumara, Kapila, Manu, Prahlad, Janaka, Bhishma, Bali, Vaivashakhi or Sukadev Goswami, and Yamaraj. The impersonalists who generally worship Lord Shiva should learn of the transcendental Satchit Ananda Vigraha of the Lord. Here Lord Shiva kindly describes the details of the Lord's bodily features. Thus, the impersonalists' argument that the Lord has no form cannot be accepted under any circumstance. Joy. Let's do Mangalacharan. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakha Vitamscha Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatra Rupyasa Kripa Sindhu Tevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So in chapter 4, like we are reading, chanting the song sung by Lord Shiva. And before diving into the verse, I will repeat once again the translation. The lower part of the Lord's waist is dark and covered with yellow garments, and a belt bedecked with golden embroidery work. His symmetrical lotus feet and the calves, thighs and joints of his legs are extraordinarily beautiful. Indeed, the Lord's entire body appears to be well built. Now here in purport we can see Prabhupada has mentioned about the 12 great authorities, and the reference is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6. And Lord Shiva, he is Vaishnava Nam Yathasambho, he is the greatest devotee. And by singing the song sung by him, we can please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We'll come to see this in the later verses of this chapter. And Lord Shiva, like while studying Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2 and Canto 3, there is a description of Lord Shiva mentioned there as well. When Kashyapa Muni and her wife, they had the uh, talk between them, like they were the impersonalists meditating on the impersonal form of the Lord. So some of the characteristics who follow the Lord Shiva, like they are blessed to be impersonal by Lord Shiva, and slowly and gradually in certain point of time they come towards Krishna by mercy of the devotees as Lord Shiva and the other authorities. And when we think or hear about the authorities, three things like usually we hear from Srimad Bhagavatam: Sadhu, Guru and Shastra. And anyone who is meditating beyond these three authorities, there is very high chances that they will get misdirected. So in this material world, like the lessons that we are taking from Srimad Bhagavatam in Sanskrit, like I was reading Back to Godhead magazine, and even this is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam regarding the Pa Varga and Apa Vargas. So the five miseries of material existence, we say like Pa, Pa, Ba, Bha and Ma. So in Devanagari, like when reading Kaka Gaga, these things come. And Pa, so each and every word has their own significant meaning. So Pa refers to like parishram, hard labor. Anything that we want to achieve in this material world, we need to do parishram, not the like normal one. Need to do hard labor, like need to endeavor more than required. And then after comes Fa. So Fa, like it is also known as like Fena or form, that comes after working so hard to achieve something. And then we can also relate it with the parishram. Like while doing parishram, like one is very much exhausted, frustrated, so that the fena, the fame comes from the mouth. It is related in that way for, but it stands for we can say disappointment, lamentation, or simply bhai. There is another term called bhai, which refers to fear. And every moment while performing any activity, there is bhai. For instance, we can take example of the insurance companies right now. What they are dealing with, like we are fearful. For instance, we have a car, fear of getting destroyed by any natural calamity, being like accident by any second party or maybe the self. There is fear. So there is like insurance companies who are looking after this. And if we see not only one, there are like more than thousands of companies. And by looking this data, we can relate it with the fearfulness, like what is the level of fearfulness in this material existence. And at the last, the Ma, that stands for Mrityu, death. So after taking birth, usually when we are either in a good association of devotees, then we can know what is the ultimate goal of life. And if we are not, unfortunately, in the association of the devotees or someone who knows the ultimate goal of life, then the life is miserable. For instance, as we know, like Jivera Swarup Hoy, Krishna Nitya Das, our actual position, real position is the eternal, we are the eternal servant of Lord Krishna. And during the conversation of Bhagavad Gita from Krishna to Arjuna, like we see Arjuna ji is setting a great example for the mankind, so that the upcoming calamities that we are going to face, Arjuna, by asking different questions to Krishna, he is giving guidance to us through those questions. So basically when we hear of the bhakti or devotional service, even chanting, there are different phases. While chanting, like there are three phases, like one starts from offensive chanting, then goes to like less offensive, we can also say the clear chanting or attentive chanting, and then it goes to the like the perfectional stage. So there is one sloka we can repeat together. Siddhim prapto yatha brahma tathapnoti nibodhame samasneiva kaunteya Nishtha Gyan Saya Yapara. So here Krishna in reply to Arjuna, he's addressing Arjuna as, O son of Kunti. Krishna is trying to teach how to, or those who have attended the perfectional stage after performing the devotional service to Krishna or by performing the Sankirtan Yagna, like what are the characteristics of those people, or the way Krishna is trying to teach is what is how they act or what is their behavior. So what are their characteristics? Let's dive into this. Like those people who are performing devotional service to Krishna or who are chanting the holy name of the Krishna, they are in progress towards the perfectional stage. And what they do is when they are chanting, they are trying to clean their consciousness, cheto darpana marjanam, chitta, and being purified by their intelligence and controlling the mind with determination. What they also do is they give up the objects of sense gratification. So when we hear of sense gratification, usually we think of the senses, the five senses, and the controlling thing, mind. So the mind, which is very flickering, changing, and the cause of problems, which is giving us trouble each and every time. So even if we hear, if we go to the doctors, what they say is one apple daily in the morning keeps doctor away. Very simple instruction that a doctor said, but having an apple sounds very simple but not easy. Same way, chanting the holy name of the Lord and reading Vedas in the association of the devotees becomes easy, but when trying to do alone, it becomes a bit challenging. So moving forward, in Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna is placing the questions in front of Krishna, what he is doing, he is peacefully first listening, addressing what is his doubt, through what condition he is going. After understanding the situation or the level of consciousness where he is, then after Krishna is replying to his questions one by one. And in chapter 18 we see that Brahma Bhuta Prasan Atma na sochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakti labate param. When Krishna addressing the questions of Arjuna, that what are the characteristics of the one who have already achieved the perfectional stage of bhakti yoga. So this is one of that. So the one who have already achieved or is in the progress can feel this. He is like transcendentally situated and he at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and he is very joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards living entity and his state, like his consciousness, is very fixed, determined, ekaha. And moving forward, the chapter we are reading right now, the prayers, overall if we see in a wider perspective, meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the highest perfection of yoga. Among the Gyan Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga is the topmost, and meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the secret of all those. Impersonalists, what they try to do is they meditate on something void, saying, okay, this is the Brahman, this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And on the other hand, Sankaracharya, who is not other than Lord Shiva, by the instruction of Supreme Personality of Godhead, he came to preach the Mayavad, impersonalism, to the conditioned souls, so that they can at least come to a certain level. Like when we are talking or when we are teaching to some children, maybe the class 1 to 2, we don't directly go and teach them the trigonometrical formulas. At first we teach them the basics. This is maths, 1 plus 1 is equals to 2 in material terms. Yeah, same way the conditioned souls whose consciousness, like they don't want to listen anything about God, they don't want to listen anything about the goal of their life. They are totally into the intoxicated form, totally in the mode of ignorance. For them, Sankaracharya, by the instruction of Supreme Personality of Godhead, preaches the Mayavad, impersonalism, so that they can a bit like advance in their consciousness. And later in further advancement in their consciousness, they can pick up the Krishna consciousness. And this is like not this is not the immediate process. It happens gradually. The way anyone who is in the drug habit, like drug center, like in the cure center, like they are given the small tasks, and there are different theories or different meditation they are imposed to act, and slowly and gradually when their senses and their mind start like picking up the things, then they are given the higher tasks. So same way, Lord Shiva, he preached the impersonalism to the conditioned souls so that they can at least pick up something, like something is better than nothing, in that way. And as we know, Lord Shiva is the Param Vaishnav. After getting the instruction, he did that. But what impersonalists also know is, like, they know the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When he comes into the material modes of nature, he is also contaminated by the modes of material nature. He also get him like affected as we conditioned souls get. But what our philosophy says is, no, it's not like that. But Supreme Personality of Godhead is not impacted by such material modes. The way example is given in such a way, like there is a jail and there is a king. If the king goes into the jail just to see the welfare of the jail and the jailers, whether they are performing everything nicely or not, then the king is not subjected or is not imposed by the rules and laws of the jail. Same way, Supreme Personality of Godhead, when he comes to this material world to teach or to help the conditioned souls come back to Godhead, the way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did by initiating the Sankirtana movement. So these are some of the things that impersonalists they meditate upon. But we, being fortunate by mercy of Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Guru Parampara, we know who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, on whom we need to meditate upon, and we have the different processes to do that. So basically, while beginning the devotional service, very first thing we do is we start from the chanting. We pick up the chanting, is 1 round, 2 round, and gradually we go minimum up to the 16 rounds. So basically, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, like he wanted the disciples to chant Prabhupada and everyone to chant the 64 rounds. But Prabhupada, being the Acharya, seeing as per the time, place, location and yuga, he said, okay, 64 rounds in Kali Yuga you all want. So the conversation is there in Prabhupada Lila Amrita. Devotees, while having initiation and talking with Prabhupada, 64 rounds is too tough. Devotees are asking to Prabhupada. Okay, then Prabhupada said, okay, then 32. No, still it's hard. Okay, 16, last minimum, bare minimum, no less than this. That's minimum Prabhupada gave us by being merciful and seeing our conditioning in this Kali Yuga. And while performing our devotional service, like we try to reflect through the devotees how we can advance in devotional service and whether the service we are doing is correct or not. And even we hear like it is not mechanical, like Gopinath, Krishna is bhavgrahi. He says like with what mood, with what consciousness we are performing the devotional service, rather performing it mechanically. And this is the secret of one who are advancing in devotional service day by day. And while addressing the devotees who are performing devotional service, we can see some devotee performing devotional service, maybe any services they are doing regularly in a very perfect way, but their consciousness is not advancing. But some devotees we see rarely performing some devotional service, but when they perform in a perfect consciousness. So in both the case, the devotional service is helping them, but one who is performing it in the full consciousness, being fully Krishna conscious, they are advancing in higher pace than one who is performing in like disturbed consciousness. And in relation to this, there is a verse in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is saying like, Mat chitta sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyasi atha chet tvam ahankaram na srosyasi vinakshyasi. If one becomes conscious of Krishna if anyone who is fully Krishna conscious, in all the activities he is thinking of Krishna, putting Krishna in his center in all the activities, and for such devotees, they can easily pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by grace of Krishna. And if, however, they choose to work with their own consciousness in the influence of the false ego and not hearing the instructions of the Krishna given in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, they will be lost. Even if we see, like we see the other people who are not in the devotional service, like we see them like a bit lost. They are performing activity mechanically. They don't know why they are doing, what is the main goal of performing such activity. Even if we buy like some electronics in our house, we know what is the function of that very thing. For example, refrigerator. If we buy refrigerator, we know, okay, the function of refrigerator is to cool, keep the veggies or keep the things cool. Same way, different things have their different function. And when Lord Chaitanya, when in his like young age, he was very inquisitive, and fortunately, like Sachi Devi, Mother Sachi, she is coming from the Brahmana family, and she had like good analogies, so that she was well trained in the analogies. And whenever Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked any question to Mother Sachi, she would answer it in a very like simple way, like complex analogies in a very simple example. For instance, like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Mother Sachi offered some sweet meatballs to eat to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, instead of eating that sweet balls, he said, I will eat the mud outside the soil. He started eating that. And that very conception of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his young age, Mother Sachi cleared in very simple way. For example, Mother Sachi gave an example. The same mud is used to make the jug, and same mug is used to make the different paraphernalia, but jug is used to pour the water. It can't be used in cooking the rice or cooking different things. So after it gets some form, certain like shape, it like their function is automatically destined to them. Similarly, like we have got these 2 hands, 2 legs, eyes, senses, consciousness, must be some reason why we have got this. And we often hear after 84 lakh species of birth, we get the human form of life. There are in altogether 84 lakh species of life. So how to know, where to know what is the main function or main aim of life? Even if we travel some location, we put some Google map and it directs us different way. Even if we take the wrong turn, it directs the direction towards the goal. The timing may be different, the eternity may be different, but the goal is same. Same way we have like 4 ashramas, 4 varanas. Everyone is facilitated in different way as per their conditioning, as per their nature to advance in the spiritual growth. Same way Lord Shiva, by preaching the impersonalism, he is trying to direct indirectly everyone, all the conditioned souls. At least take one step, then after a gradually progressing, you can take up the Krishna consciousness. So desires, we can't be desireless, we can't be without activity. We can't stop our mind to be thoughtless or zero thought. This is what impersonalists think. So I will not have desires, I will not have thoughts. In this way I will control my senses, and this. That's why they fall down. They don't have like a strong base or firm base where they can rely. And rather doing that, what one can do to regulate their senses, those who are struggling to control their senses, they can channelize it. We can simply add Krishna to the activities. So adding activity doesn't mean we perform something wrong and we think of Krishna. We have got intelligence. We need to differentiate what's right, what's wrong. And from where we get the intelligence? By reading Srila Prabhupada books, Shastras, Srimad Bhagavatam, by associating with Sadhu, Guru and Shastra. So what happens when we associate with them? Slowly and gradually, after understanding our level of consciousness, they will direct us as per our level. This is the same Bhagavad Gita, this is the same Srimad Bhagavatam. A sannyasi reads, a young child is gonna read, brahmacharis read, grihastha reads. But the same words as we hear, Krishna is Purnam, his words are Purnam, complete. Whoever is in everyone is in different level, everyone is individual, and whatever level they will be progressed, they will be elevated from their specific level after they read the Prabhupada books or Bhagavad Gita. And what Krishna asks in Bhagavad Gita, man mana bhava mad bhakto mad yaji mama namaskuru mam evyasyasi satyam te pratigni priyo si me. He asks, always think of me, become my devotee, then after offer your homage unto me, thus you will come to me without fail. I promise this because you are my very dear friend. Krishna is telling to Arjuna. Through Arjuna he is trying to say to us, to all the living entities, all the conditioned souls. And in the later disciplic successions, we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who initiated the Sankirtana movement. Actually, he was the Pandita during his time. Like there were different Vidwans, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went to his skula, like it's called Tola in Mayapur, in the Bengali language, he picked up the Bengali language very quickly. And basically he was very sharp-minded as being Krishna himself in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So the reason behind Chaitanya Mahaprabhu incarnated was to, very first thing, to give the Sankirtana movement and help the conditioned souls, and also to know like the way, what taste the Srimati Radharani and all the devotees get by serving me. To check this, he comes in the mood of Srimati Radharani. And he is like most, you can say most merciful incarnation of the Lord. Even we hear Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Braja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayami Masucha. And someone who hears this at the very first time saying, it's very hard to give Sarva Dharman, like how we can do Sarva Dharman. So it's gradual process, chanting like it is like a type of devotional service to Krishna. Slowly and gradually it will happen. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving this benediction to us, which is not given by anyone. Like even if we started after our bhakti or our devotional service, it was in search of piece of glass. We started by in search of piece of glass, and we ended up getting a diamond. What is a diamond? Radha Gopinath. Knowledge about Radha Gopinath, his pastimes, his name, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, association of the devotees. These all are diamonds. And we know, like when we were child, like crawling, when someone give us diamond that very time, we don't know the value of diamond. We play with diamond, thinking same as other toys, and misplace it, forget it. And when we grow up, when we get intelligence, and when we know the value of diamond, then we repent. Okay, my parents gave me diamond. So same is our condition right now. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our acharyas, our authorities, they are very merciful upon us, giving us the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, opportunity to serve Radha Gopinath here and perform the devotional service. These all activities are diamond, but every one of us are in different level. And if we are very humble and we have gratitude toward all of this, we are very fortunate, because most of the devotees, they try take up the Krishna consciousness, struggle, and they listen out of Sadhu Guru Shastra and get diverted. Whatever was required to us to know in Kali Yuga, whatever is required to us to know about Krishna, Prabhupada already gave in all of his books, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And while performing the devotional service, like there are few things we need to consider. Very first thing that comes to my mind is like Anukula se sankalpa, pratikula se varjanam. Like accept what is favorable and reject what is unfavorable. And it doesn't mean like if someone is coming, he doesn't practice bhakti, I should not talk to him, I should not preach to him. So there is one thing, if we keep in our mind, we won't get affected by other people's consciousness. One is taking consciousness, another is like one is taking association, sorry, I mispronounced it. One is taking association, another is giving association. So whenever we meet like anyone who is neophyte or anyone who is recently coming to the devotional service, very new, totally karmi, performing, totally engaged in the sense gratification, then what we need to think is, rather taking his association, I need to give my association to him or any devotee who is practicing bhakti. Now here what happens, our mind, the nature of mind is flickering, and some of the nature is also, it's like magnetic in nature. If we are searching for some specific thing, mind acts as a magnet. If we are looking for red color, it will just look red, it will just see red. If I ask you, can you see something red in this temple hall, in this way you look left, right, you can see the dress Tulsi Maharani is wearing, the bottom line is red, red flowers, and also red that side, the curtains are red. Yeah, and while searching this red, we didn't saw yellow, we didn't saw orange. So what we are asking with ourselves, our consciousness. Yeah, similarly, like the another nature is also zoomed in, like absorbedness we say, like whenever we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, what we are trying to do is, we are trying to get absorbed in the pastimes of Krishna. Yeah, because why we are trying to get absorbed here, because it is absorbed in something else. It's like gravity is always there. Then if we stop doing sadhana, if we stop reading Prabhupada books, if we stop chanting, it automatically pulls us down. The way if we throw something on the sky, it will automatically come down. Yeah, similarly, in chapter 15 we hear about the banyan tree, the reflection of banyan tree on a surface of a river. So the fruit of banyan tree, for example, take an example, fruit which is on the very top of banyan tree, in actual banyan tree, it will appear very deep, very far in the reflection as well. So any activity, for example, activity like cleaning, garbage cleaning, maybe toilet cleaning, any cleaning, apart, like outside, is considered very like low grade, very bad. But the same activity, if one performs in temple, it's very nice, it's like high standard. So whatever activity is very low here is very high on the spiritual plane. Like in the material plane, cleaning toilet, cleaning the like mopping, doing cleaning activities, like similar types of jobs considered very low. But same activity if we perform in temple room or temple, then it's considered very high. Yeah, so this is the difference in the material plane and on the spiritual plane. And whenever Krishna comes, or whenever he comes for his pastimes here, all of his incarnations comes to assist him, to do seva, to help in the Krishna pastimes. Everyone wants to be in the pastime of Krishna. And Lord Shiva, being the greatest devotee, he also doesn't leave any chance to serve Krishna. So I'll move forward. And while performing our devotional service, there is like Siksha Ashtakam we recite every morning, the 8 verses which are very important, which is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And there, while performing Mangal Arati, we hear the 6th verse, Nikunja Yuno Ratikeli Siddhe Yayali Bhir. Yayali Bhir. Yeah. Yeah. So Nikunja Yuno Ratikeli Siddhe Yayali Bhir Yuktir Apekshaniya. And if we read the translation of that, it says like spiritual master is always happy seeing and managing the tasteful arrangements. But actually this is for the book distributors. Those who are distributing books on the street, what they are doing by distributing books, they are arranging the conditioned souls, they are directing the conditioned souls toward Krishna. So this is also the tasteful arrangement. And Krishna is very much pleased by book distribution. Even Prabhupada said this in a meeting with the devotees. Like Prabhupada, we hear like this verse, Nikunja Yuno Ratikeli Siddhe Yayali Vir Yuktera Pekshaniya. Is it for the book distributors or someone who is helping their spiritual master? So Prabhupada specifically said, yeah, this is for the book distributors, and those who are distributing books, they are doing the tasteful arrangements for Krishna by bringing the conditioned souls to them. What did Krishna did when he conducted or when he spoke Bhagavad Gita? He is trying to attract all the conditioned souls through different yogas, jnana, dhyana, karma. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Sankirtan, he is trying to attract all the conditioned souls. And what does the book distributor do? They distribute the books and bring the conditioned souls near to Krishna. And While performing sadhana bhakti, while reading Srimad Bhagavatam class, while hearing Srimad Bhagavatam class, or while reading the Shastras, hearing Sadhu, Guru, the importance, all three authorities and all the authorities they give is stress on hearing. Hearing is stressed everywhere. So we hear about this, like Krishna said, Apurvaya manam achala pratishtham samudram apaha pravisanti yadvat tadvat kama yam pravisanti sarve sa santi apnoti na kama kami. So our mind, which is like always flickering, which is always disturbed by the different miseries, and what attracts miseries when we are acting in the mode of passion, ignorance, it attracts miseries automatically. And when we are performing any activity in goodness, like miseries are a bit far away. And by performing devotional service, by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam Katha, by listening the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by having the divine darshan of Radha Gopinath, what we are doing, we are trying to elevate our consciousness. And when performing this, we go above the mode of goodness. Like whatever devotional service we do for Krishna is above mode of goodness, pure goodness. And it is basically obtained by simple process of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Krishna is advising Arjuna, person who is not disturbed by the flow of desires, that enters like rivers into the ocean, which, like when we see the small rivers get merged into the big one, and big one at the end merges into the ocean. Same way the desires will come, it won't come, there is no chance. It won't come when we die. Even after we get some other form of body, there will be other type of miseries. So in human form of life, like when the desires come, desires are compared as the rivers and the ocean, like our mind. When desires enter into our mind, what should be our immediate action? Like we should not react with that very desires. Yeah, if we react, then we perform some action. When we perform some action, there is like karma, there is karma, there is something related to like action, inaction, and everything comes to that. And when we don't react with our thoughts, in that way we can, like in some level, we can control our mind to be agitated. And another, the most powerful way is by chanting. And there is a formula, like I heard Radheshyam Prabhu sharing in his class, like when we talk about miseries, maybe for the student or the one who is studying in the college, or one who is working in their office lives, or they have their business, there is a escape formula. The name of formula is escape, ESCAPE. So very first thing, full form of E is expectation. The very first things, the misery, how it attracts or how it gets more deepened is expectation. We expect something from everyone or something in our action. Even if we are performing our activity, maybe book distribution, there is little bit expectation. Oh, my score and name will be pronounced in the morning. Like that is even good, rather not doing books. And another expectation could be, okay, because Prabhupada will be pleased, he will bless me if I follow his instruction, distribute books. Like there is always choice in our within us. Like we can choose the activities even within the desire. We can flip it. So very easy way is to connect it with the Krishna and see it in relation to Krishna. In that way, slowly and gradually we can purify our desires and our consciousness as well. As for success and failure, so success and failure, there is in every activity there is success and failure. So this activity, like this success and failure, can pass away, same as the weather, summer and winter goes. So if one thinks like success and failure is like summer and winter, they can be like calm, they won't be like fearful, the way Papa Bha Varga in there was Bha Bhaya, fearfulness. Okay, if I go and give Bhagavatam class, if I don't speak if I don't speak more confidently, more nicely, then my listeners will go away. They may do some backbiting. this type of fear, even though like this is on a bit spiritual plane because it is related to Krishna. Same way, C means cherish our unique selling point. Everyone has a unique point. We all are individual. We all have some unique characteristics, nature. By using that, we can perform or do our activities in a best way. So, ESC. C means cherish. A means acknowledging. Like if we acknowledge the gifts we have got and doesn't see that we don't have, seeing what we have, and we should not see what we don't have. Usually what happen is uh, we don't respect what we have actually, and we hanker for things we don't have, and after we get the thing that we didn't have, we don't appreciate, though for a short time we may, again we hanker for the higher thing. So this is how like loop is going on for the birth, death, the knot of material desire, attachment, sense gratification. So moving forward, P. So people's comment because people they don't know what we are doing. Anyone who has taken the bhakti yoga, devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for instance, people who don't know about this philosophy, about the science of self-realization, they will have thousands of talk behind us. But what we can say ourselves, actually they don't know what we are doing. The day they will come to know about the spiritual science or the science of Krishna, then they will stop. But it's not our headache to go and satisfy or argue with them. It's same as the flow, the agitating desire coming to the mind, the river that are backbiting, the rivers that people are talking, the river, the fearfulness. This, if we don't interact, we already passed 90% of the problem. And at last, empathize with other people nature. So we have heard about the vessels in kitchen. If they are kept, the empty vessels, if they are kept, they will sound when they get in touch with each other or they get attacked with each other. Same way, like people have different nature, they are put into different body, the different human form of body as per their past desire, and they are under the condition of different modes of material nature, and because of this they are compelled to act in that way. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna and Prabhupada was highlighting in purport, like we see the human form of body, even within the human form of body there is 4 lakh species. Like we can see, we all have different height, different intelligence. These all are determined or already given us as per our past birth. So, and we are compelled to act according to what we have got from the past desire or past activities. And because of this, like we can't argue with someone when we are in ignorance, then our intelligence won't work. So in order to keep our intelligence always active, if we see in relation to escape formula, in this way also we can protect our consciousness and don't feel morose or don't feel low motivated in the bhakti. So E was for expectation, S was for success and failure, is same as summer and winter. C is cherish, like our unique selling point. And I wrote selling point because Radheshyam Prabhu was explaining this formula for the book distributor who every day faces some challenges. Somebody may say something, some harsh word, they may spit, even they spit on the book distributors, they give their own philosophy, rough words, like everyone had their unique selling point. While preaching also, like within this temple hall, we all have our own way of preaching. For some individuals, like certain type of words in the arrangement should go to hit them so that they listen. We see, like even in Bhagavatam class, everyone have their like preferred speaker. Okay, I have my favorite speaker. It's fine to have favorites. What is that? Because the way they arrange the words, same way, like the way I'm speaking, the same words, same verse, same purport, if someone else will speak, it will be like a bit more attractive, those who match with their frequency. Yes, so this is something like they have their own unique point. And A for acknowledging the gifts that we have. We have hearing power, listening power, seeing power, memory power, different powers. And moving forward, people's comments, there will be the time, there will never be a time when people won't comment. and we should not like see them while distributing books, even while preaching, even while giving Bhagavatam class. And so all in all, the 6 things I will share, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during his time, he was very strict when he was sannyasi. And we hear about pastime of Chota Haridas Thakur, like the way he was one of the Sankirtana leader when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was performing the Sankirtan Yagna in different places, Vrindavan, Mayapur, South India, East India, North India, and Chota Haridas, one of the leading Sankirtan leader. And once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu noticed that he was seeing one Mataji very lustfully. So immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu abandoned him from his association, and he was saying, it seemed like drinking water under the river on the fasting day. And for the grihasthas who are married, who are in regulated life, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was like balance for them. He was guiding for them. So sannyasis usually they are recommended to stay away from the opposite sex, but they also take up the responsibility to guide them. Like for instance, some people who cannot take up the brahmachari ashram, who struggle with the bhakti marga, they guide them. Okay, you can go through this ashram. So this is why there are 4 ashramas. And instead of being like impersonal, or instead of getting diverted by the other philosophies. And the 6 things I was trying to mention is like accepting things that are favorable. Sorry. Accepting things that are favorable for bhakti and rejecting things that are unfavorable. Similarly, firmly believing that the process of devotional service, Krishna, they are going to protect us in all the circumstances. This is the 3rd point. And the 4th one is like feeling exclusively dependent upon the mercy of Guru and Krishna, and have no interest in separately enjoying or separately performing any activity, rather than performing it for the interest or for the pleasure of Krishna. And the last one is always feeling meek and humble. So these are the 6 things that someone who is trying to perform devotional service should consider. And while stating these 6 things, we also hear about like Guru, the spiritual master. So by mercy of Krishna we get Guru, and by mercy of Guru we get Krishna. So Guru Tattva and Shiva Tattva. Like Shiva Tattva, it's hard to understand. Guru Tattva is also hard to understand. And basically Guru Tattva is completely mercy. Guru is always showering mercy upon their disciples. And if we see the whole Bhagavad Gita, by mercy of Guru, the spiritual master of Sanjaya, who is Vyasdeva, he was able to hear and see what's happening in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And when Krishna was exhibiting his Vishwarupa, he said, not everyone can see this form, because only I am exhibiting this form in front of you, Arjuna, only you can see this. And at the last of Bhagavad Gita, if we see, few great personalities like Sanjaya, by grace of his spiritual master, was also able to see that Vishwarupa. So we should always be humble and meek, and always be in the mood like without mercy of Guru and Krishna we can't advance. Actually we can't advance without the mercy of Guru, Krishna and the devotees. If we talk with the materialistic people, what is the circle of their talk? Job, money, girl, intoxication, for girl maybe boy, opposite. And if we talk with the talk with the devotee, how they start, how is your health, how is your sadhana going? This is how the consciousness changes. So association matters. Even when I was like too much engaged in the materialistic activities during my initial phases, like I used to hear different motivational speakers. The common thing I found in everyone is they talk about the mind. Even MS Dhoni, who is a cricketer in India, Sachin Tendulkar, they talk about mind. Mind is your best friend and best enemy. If you know how to control your mind, you will win all the battle. And in Bhagavad Gita, after listening the conversation of Krishna and Arjuna, we understand like we can channelize our thoughts. Controlling mind directly is very hard. We can't control. What we can do, like we can give direction to our mind. We have desires, we have thoughts. Okay, we can't stop thoughts, we can't stop desire. We can give direction to them. Okay, you wanna do that activity, do it for Krishna. Directing, we can direct it. We are directed for our own thoughts and choices. And we can also set some parameters like whether we are advancing in our bhakti or not. If and the very first thing is hearing. If our interest to hear about Krishna Katha has increased as compared to before, then we can think like a bit advancement is there. But we should not get proud of that. We should like try to increase the interest of hearing it more. And how it will increase? By chanting, by reading Prabhupada books and sharing. Main thing what we always pick up is we chant, we read, but we don't share. If we don't share, like it's hard for our retention power to capture. If we share, everything is happening. We are speaking, we are like benefiting someone who is listening to us, and we are also benefiting to ourselves. So if we see these things, all the activities in this way, like we can mark it as a safe zone. So same way like 12 authorities mentioned in today's verse, like Sadhu, Guru and Shastra, we came to know about these 12 authorities through Shastra. And in order to understand that, we need Sadhu and Guru in their association. And it's said in Bhagavad Gita, recite someone who listens our conversation, our most confidential conversation. They will be joyful, they will be free from all the sinful activities, and this should be done in the association of the devotees. So by saying this much, I will conclude. Shri Granthras Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki, Gaur Nitai ki, Prabhupada ki, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. Any question? Hare Krishna. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so thank you for the question, Prabhu. Your question is while performing sadhana bhakti or while chanting, uh, someone who is in grastha life or someone who was staying outside of temple, for them the challenge is the money. The money is the necessity. Of course, it's necessity who are staying outside. And while chanting, like they get agitated because of the money. It disturbs their chanting. And how to see this situation? Am I right? Yeah. So Prabhu, see, like there is 4 Varana ashramas, and the level of sadhana bhakti one can perform in temple staying brahmachari. The same level, like it's a bit tough for the grihasthas who are staying outside because they have responsibilities. And if we see among all the 4 ashramas, the brahmacharis, the vanaprastha, the sannyasis, the grihasthas, the only one ashram who are working or generating money is grihasthas, and the remaining 3 are preaching or they are engaged in the devotional service. Like they are not engaged too much in accumulating the wealth. Yeah. And yes, money is necessity to survive for our day-to-day activity, even to offer the bhoga to the Gopinath or to the Radha Krishna, to the deities, and for our day-to-day necessity to perform the bhakti yoga. So how we can see this is, yeah, it's necessary, and the work that we are doing, the income that we are doing, like we do what is required for us, and if it is not being fulfilled by that very activity, we try to like work on that very aspect and try to increase our level in that. Once one devotee asked, was asking for the blessings with Radhanath Maharaj. Like there was a CA exam in India, very tough, and only few handfuls are were to be selected, and the one who were going to attend the exam were in like more than lakhs. So devotee came to Radhanath Maharaj. He already failed 2 attempts and asked, Maharaj, like I'm going to attempt this exam. This is my third attempt. Please give me your blessings. Radhanath Maharaj said, okay, may Jagannath Baldev Subhadra I bless you. He went, came up, his result came after a few months. He said, Maharaj, it didn't happen. Okay, please, I'm going to attend again next year. Bless me. Okay, maybe may 4 Kumaras bless you. Again he went, he couldn't. He came again. Maharaj, this is happening. May Panchatattva blessed you. In this way it happened. And at a point, may Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda bless you. So what point it was being there is like asking for blessings is one side. Like we should also reflect on our side, whether like working on that very aspect, or all the endeavors or all the things or all the actions that I could take from my side, is that done? We have ticked that, or anything is still remaining to do. So staying outside, it's obvious it will be hard. We will be agitated for performing the devotional service. Even like I have heard authorities saying that you are performing any activity, maybe the job to accumulate wealth, see how, connect it with Krishna. How you connect? Like see the job you are going, you will accumulate wealth. It is for your necessity. If you are well like maintained, then you will be able to do service for Krishna in this way. And pray to Krishna, pray to spiritual master. And also before, while praying, you need to reflect is whether the things that are doable from my side, have I done all that or not, or something is still missing. If you have done everything, you can come in front of Gopinath and recite the prayer, recite the verse Karpanya Doso Pata Sobhava. Whatever I could from my side, I did. Now it's up to you. If everything you did from your side, we know Krishna is the supreme controller. Whatever is in our hand, we did. And though it's not happening, must be it's Krishna's hand. He is trying to give us something more better than that, or something that is better than that. And it's not only about the money, maybe the job, maybe the place where you are working. Maybe after getting more money, more responsibility may come. The level of chanting you are doing right now, that will get impacted more when you get promoted. Like these are the different aspects to see. And in order to get like more precise or clear example, like I would recommend some senior devotee, they could help you with this. So as per my understanding, this is how you can see this. And every situation or circumstance that is coming into your life is sanctioned by Radha Gopinath. So he is thinking of us capable, or he is putting us in some like situation to reflect us, like something that we are missing. We can reflect in this way as well. Why this situation came to my life? What shall I do? What should my action? If we are unable to find out, we can consult our Shiksha Guru or our spiritual master. They are Tattvadarshi. They can help to direct us. Did I answer a question? To some extent. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Yeah. So nice question. I asked this question to my Shiksha Guru as well. So if we see how it is related to that verse, when we are see practically, when we are giving books, how you became devotee? You started chanting at first, or you heard about Bhagavad Gita? Yes, listening to lectures. Yeah, that is like one type of shravanam you are doing. Yeah, what shravanam? Shastra. And what we are doing while doing book distribution, we are giving books to the conditioned souls. Yeah. And what happens, who, like, books are personalities, they are not different than Krishna. We are giving Krishna to the conditioned souls in form of literatures, these books, these beautiful books. And when they take books, they read it, they come to know about Krishna. And it's up to them whether they read or not. But from our side, like, we give the Krishna to them, they read, and slowly they come to know about Krishna. And if they start bhakti, they are coming near to Krishna, performing devotional service activities. Yeah. So tasteful arrangements. This is one of the tasteful arrangement. For example, uh, for take an example, we have a parents. For example, I have my parents. I have 4 brothers, and I'm all among all 4. Like 3 are lost. I'm alone there. And will my parents be more happy when I bring their lost sons? The conditioned soul, the part and parcel, who just went because of desire to enjoy or lord it over material nature. So when we give books, we are trying to awaken their Krishna consciousness. Krishna, they are like, they already they have, but we are just trying to revive it, awaken it. Yeah. Thank you. Any question? Thank you. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की